Knock, knock. First, I'm going to wash my hands and put some gloves on. Hi, my name's Peyton. I'm going to be the nurse practitioner student today doing your peripheral vascular exam. First, I'm going to inspect your upper extremities looking from your fingertips to your armpits. I'm going to note that they are equal in size and they are symmetrical and I don't note any swelling. I'm going to note that the color of your nail beds are pink and your arms are pink. I'm also going to note that I don't see any prominent veins. Next, I'm going to inspect your lower extremities from your groins to your toes. I'm going to note that these are equal in size and they are symmetrical and I don't note any swelling. I'm going to note that the toenails are pink and your lower extremities are also pink. I'm going to have you stand up for me. I'm going to note that I don't see any varicosities of the veins or varicose veins on the back either. Okay, you can sit down. I'm going to note that your hair is distributed evenly throughout all your legs down to your toes. I'm also going to note that I don't see any pigmentation changes. I don't see any rashes, lesions, or masses as well. And I would look at the bottoms of your feet and make sure that I don't see any ulcers either, and none are noted. Next, I'm going to move on to palpating your arteries. So I'm just going to put your hands out for me. First, I'm going to palpate your brachial pulses, and they are +2 bilaterally. Next, I'm going to palpate your brachial pulses, and they are +2 bilaterally. And while I'm here, I'm just going to palpate your epitrochlear nodes. Any pain?
Nope.
No pain noted, and no swelling or tenderness noted as well. Next, I'm going to make sure your capillary refill is less than 3 seconds. And your capillary refill is less than 3 seconds. Next, I'm going to move on to your lower extremities. I'm going to palpate your arteries here. First, I'm going to start with the femoral arteries. And your femoral arteries are +2 bilaterally. Next, I'll move to the popliteal, which is on the back of the knee towards the interior side. And they are +2 bilaterally. Next, I'll move to the dorsal pedius on top of the foot. They are +2 bilaterally. And next I'll move to the inside to the posterior pedius, and they are +2 bilaterally. While I'm down here, I will also test your capillary refill of your toes, and I'll just press every toenail and make sure your capillary refill is less than 3 seconds, and it is. And I'm going to palpate your inguinal nodes. So I'm going to come in here and let me know if there's any pain or tenderness.
No.
Okay, no pain, swelling, or tenderness noted. Next, I'm just going to feel for temperature with the back of my hands. And I do note that the lower extremities are warm throughout, no coolness noted all the way down to the toes. Lastly, I'm going to palpate for any edema. And I don't know any edema of the lower extremities. If I did know any edema, I would test for pinning edema by pressing my fingers into the legs and seeing how long they're pinning for, if it's 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and go from there. Lastly, I'm going to do some specialized tests. I'm going to do the Allen test. I'm going to have you stick your arms out for me. I'm going to have you squeeze your hands a bunch of times. And now I'm going to cut off the radial and ulnar pulses. I'm going to release the radial, and I do note blood return in less than 3 seconds. I'm going to do it one more time for me. Okay, and I'm going to cut off blood flow once again, and I'm going to release the ulnar pulse. And I do know blood flow returns in less than 3 seconds, and I would repeat that on the other hand as well. Next, if he was laying flat, I would be able to elevate his lower extremities to greater than 60 degrees. And I would hold this up here for about 1 minute. And then I would drop them to 90 degrees and have them sit up all the way. And I would look for making sure that pinkness returns in less than 10 seconds, and then full veins return to blood flow in less than